welcome to my channel. So we're gonna just jump straight in. This is gonna be more of a walkthrough than a talk through. Keep it simple. I use scrap yarn, weight 4, I used an eye hook, a pair of scissors, stitch marker, and a yarn needle. So first thing you want to do is make a magic ring or chain 4 and slip stitch into the first chain. You want to make 6 single crochet into the ring while crocheting over your tail. Okay, you want to close your ring or pull your tail tight so it can close it up some. And then we're going to slip stitch to the first chain. Now you want to use your stitch marker to place it in the first stitch or the last stitch. I chose to place it in the last stitch. Make 2 single crochet into every stitch. So we have 6 single crochet in the beginning. You will have 12 by the end of this round. You want to slip stitch to the first single crochet. We're going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch. So you will have 12 stitches still by the end of this round. Cut your yarn, pull it through, and weave in your ends. So I just went under the 2 loops and then pulled through or pulled tight, and then went into the back of the stitch I just came out of, and then just weave that through a few times. And then I went to the middle and continued to go around the circle to close that in some, and then cut my yarn. This is what the flower petal should look like at this point. You need to make 5 total, so make 4 more just like that. And then we're going to sew them together. So very simple. I just went into 1 stitch, skipped the slip stitch or where I joined to weave in my ends, and then sewed through. So again, went into one side and out of the other side. Okay, and simple enough. You're going to arrange your petals, and then you want to pull the ends tight, so you should have 2 ends. And then I just tied several knots. So I made the first knot, did not pull it tight. I got it close to where I wanted to position the flower, and then I pulled tight. Once I was happy with that, I just tied several more knots and just pulled them really tight. And then I fixed my flower. This is it. So you can make them puff out more, you can make the flower bigger. It's all up to your personal preference, but that's pretty much it. Very simple. Okay, so I decided to add pearls. You can add beads, you can keep the flower plain, but this is what I did. So my tails were coming from the back, and that's where I tied at. So I threaded both ends of the yarn. Push them back to the front. I slipped on a pearl bead. I had to use a different needle to thread them on because it's thinner than what my yarn needle is. But once I got the pearl on, I slid it down the yarn. I took the 2 strings and made sure it was really tight. I threaded both strings back through the needle, and I went back through the same hole I came out of, and pulled that tight down. So it's like, you know, you can barely see it, but if you have a better way, by all means. Okay, so once I got that through, I set that off to the side and moved on to the next part. So this is optional, but I wanted to make it look like a real flower, so simple. Here it is. So you want to make a chain of 18, and I also used a G hook on this. I went down a couple of hook sizes because I didn't want it to overpower the flower, but I wanted it to still be quite large. Again, I used scrap yarn, and simple enough, it is a weight 4 just like the flower. So in the first stitch, you want to make a single crochet. Next stitch, you're going to do a half double crochet. In the next 6 stitches, you will make a double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to make a half double crochet in the next stitch, and with this half double crochet I'm going to pull it down really tight, and then I'm going to make 6 more, and then in the next 6 stitches you're going to make 1 double crochet in each stitch. So at this point you should have 2 chains left, and we're going to make a half double crochet in the next, and then into the very last stitch we're going to make a single crochet. Okay, this is what it looks like. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to make another single crochet all into that same stitch. Now we're going to work along the bottom side, and we're going to follow the same pattern but in reverse. So in the next stitch we are going to have a half double crochet, and then we're going to make 6 double crochets in each of the next 6 stitches. So we will make a half double crochet just as we did on the other side and pull tight, and then we're going to make 6 more double crochets. So as we come up to our last stitches after that half double crochet, you will make 1 single crochet and chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch to the first stitch, and this matches the other side, and then we're going to cut our yarn and weave in our ends. So simple enough. I do the same thing. I pull my yarn through, go under both loops of that first single crochet, pull a little tight, making sure my chain 1 is still there, and then I'm gonna go back through the back loop of the single crochet, not the chain one. And then I'm going to just weave in my ends. And cut the rest of my yarn. And the leaf is done. Very simple. I made my slip knot and I chained 100 chains. Now if you want that to be longer, just make a longer chain. But I think a chain of 100 is at least the minimum you should do. Okay, so then once you reach your number, you want to make a chain 1. Then you're going to pull that tight, cut your yarn, and pull that through. And then you're going to thread on your next pearl or bead. And then you're going to tie the ends. So I just made a knot or two, pulling it really tight, getting it close to the pearl, and then I cut. And that's it. That's the tie. Very simple. So now this part, very easy. So where my half double crochets are, I went into that top stitch in the middle. You see I'm going across the top and out through the bottom. I'm going to take the middle roughly of my tie, pull it through, and pull up. And that's simple. That's it. You can arrange those, you can move them, and you can do it how you like. And then I took my flower. So as you see, I still have my ends on there. I'm going to thread one side and put it through on one side of the leaf. I'm going to take the other side and place it on the other side of the leaf, just going through in between the stitches. And then I am going to make a tie in the back, making sure my flower is positioned in a way that I like, and then secure it with a few knots. So very simple. Pull tight. You're gonna make a couple more knots. And that is pretty much it. You should be able to pull your yarn, you should be able to pull your tie through, pull it down, and pull it up. It may be a little tight at first because I like quadruple knotted that. But just pull it down, pull it up, make sure it slides through comfortably. And if you want to stick around, I do have a few ways that you can use this. One item, multi-uses. I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you can, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.